There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Rise, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to...
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
What's happening?
But I have to put
Good to
her-
see you.
But I have to put her on the side.
Good to
and worry
be
about the
here.
boys.
Good to see you. Thank you for making the lab part of your day. And also, I thought we were scheduled last night for a show on Lab After Dark. We were not. Today, we are. So, after this show, around 10:30, all right, 10:30, and I know it's late, so if you're a night owl or whatever, come on over there and join us. If not, catch it on the replay. It's Lab After Dark. It's good stuff, I think. It's not really true crime. I mean, we do cover... I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea what we talk about over there, but we talk about stuff, and that's always fun to me. Hair looking sharp. Yeah, I did. I got a haircut today. I'm thinking, like, should I just shave it off? I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, it is so good to see you guys. And yeah, there are people in the chat that have been to Lab After Dark, and it's good. It's a good time. It's good fun, folks. And so a couple things before we get into the meat and taters of the show. Young 2-year-old boy, I believe his name was Joshua Rowand, was missing for quite some time. He has been found safe in the woods the very next day. Unbelievable story. So that is something something to celebrate. God bless him and the searchers and it's just fantastic. We don't get a lot of wins around here when it comes to cases. They typically end up completely tragic, and that is something that we can celebrate. Also, I know people are watching the Alex Murdaugh or Alec Murdaugh or Murdaugh. That's another thing. Was anybody watching this? He goes into this pawpaw and bus So he's got nicknames for the nicknames, right? Paw, Bus, blah, blah, Baba, so it's like his testimony. And by the way, he knows how to answer the questions. He does a sort of a good job of answering the questions, but he doesn't have much of a leg to stand on, unfortunately. But like the names, I can't it's so ridiculous. He's a lying liar who lies. I'm not saying that he just knows how to kind of talk that mess, Baba, Black Sheep, Papa, Mags. Why? And I think Buster's name is, he's named after his dad. It is honestly, I just watched the Netflix special that they just came out with. There was one on HBO, and then there's one on HBO, and then there was one on Netflix that just came out. And Linda and I just finished it last night, and it was fantastic. And it was very, very well done. But this possibly one of the craziest stories from start to finish that I've ever heard in my life. The attempted, his cousin Eddie trying to shoot him in the head. And then, I've never seen something quite like that. Is there reasonable doubt? Yeah, a lot of the times I say I have no clue why motive matters. And I think in this case, motive does matter. And is it enough? Like, is his financial crimes? And I think that would be the reason why. Is that enough? But like, he was a pill addict who was getting ready to be exposed for stealing millions of dollars from a law firm that was 110 years old, and that he will be kicked out. But here's the reason Alex Murdaugh or Murdaugh, whichever one you want. Nobody has a real name there. But here's why he took the stand. He took the stand because he just needs one. All right. The evidence is not good for him. He understands that the testimony that has been brought forward was damning. You see the prosecutor painting him as a liar, which he openly admits to. But his whole deal is, I did all these crimes. I stole from all these people. I did this. I did that. I did this. I did that. And then... But he's going to say, but I've admitted everything that I've done, but I did not kill Papa and Mags or Paul or Timmy or Mags. So that's kind of, so back again on Monday, it's going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, you don't ever take the stand unless you absolutely have to. And he absolutely had to. And it's going to be interesting. The judge is fantastic. Someone said there's video of him ditching the guns. I haven't seen that, but I have seen people taking guns out of that house, which, and they weren't the authorities. So I don't think so. But yeah, he is a piece of work, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it possible that somebody that he either owed money to or, yeah, it's possible, but it's just not really likely. Can you understand the big dollar drug habit? I don't know. What do you mean by that? I thought Papa was a nickname for grandpa. Yeah, but they changed it from Paul to Papa. Pa. You know what? We can do a whole show on this tomorrow. I'm I've been watching the trial and very familiar with the story. It's sad. It's very sad. But let's get into the crux. 60 pills a day. I don't know, man. I don't know. He is heartless. Spends that much money on opioids. Rich guy acts like trailer trash. They haven't even shown he responds with violence. It's not as clear cut as people think. I mean, I think he's guilty, but I just, burden of proof's on the prosecution. Always is. Timeline is, yeah. Well, look, he just straight up lied and said that he wasn't there. That's a major, major problem. Like, he was like, I wasn't even there. But I did it because of my drug use. He's basically just trying to plant seeds of doubt for at least one juror. If he can get through to one, he's living life, the right way in his mind. But I do think that he's guilty. And he lied about being there. And then, the phone call where they said, look, he's there. So, but yeah, I do believe he's guilty. I think that the evidence is pretty damaging, but jury trials, if you follow jury trials and you've watched your share of them, they're about the most unpredictable thing that you can ever imagine. And we've seen it time after time after time. Time after time. I didn't hear. Yeah, the Paul's Snapchat is rough. It's a Paul, and I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but that kid was a monster with his drinking and reckless behavior. I mean, holy crap. I'm surprised he had friends. I mean, I've had jerk friends before, but holy crap. He was a pain in the butt and just mean, flat out mean. I know it, but I can't prove it. Yeah. Probably was selling them drugs. It could be. It is going to be very, very interesting. Paul was not a nice kid, man. I mean, he was. Yeah. Netflix kind of made it seem like Maggie was the one that possibly pushed their maid of 20 years too. But I do think he is guilty, and I think he will be found guilty. If they're listening to the evidence, he was there. He lied about being there, ditched a cell phone, family guns. One of the craziest things I've ever heard. All right, let's just get into it right now, because I have a couple things that I want to play for you regarding Dawn and Candus. Oh, yeah, but I think Buster's got his own trial coming up. Yes, it's worth watching. I think Buster is going to be charged with something. He's all over that report for that young man that they found in the middle of the street. Like, he's everywhere. His name is just spackled all over that thing, for lack of a better term. Let me ask Dawn, is that an acceptable... Spackle? Spackle? Okay, cool. Thank you. Just want to make sure. How you doing? Good? You doing good up there? Okay. It's a nice photo. Huh. great looking. Look nice. Look real good. It's like I know. I know. It's a terrible thing. Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? Okay, I can't look at them the whole show. But one of my favorite Dawn photos ever. What do you mean, who is that? Who do you think that is? Who do you think that is? Oh, Sergeant Spackle's in the house. Sergeant Spackle. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 7 Spackle buckets in the house. Yeah, it's Dawn. Who else would it be? Spackle it up, baby. Spackle it up, baby. All right, so actually, I've heard that there's an elusive that I heard that I've been looking for the elusive Dawn mugshot of he's actually in a crib holding one of those up. And man, I didn't know that there was a baby jail. Fill that crack. Yeah, my best bud. It kind of does look like Christopher Walken. Sergeant Spackle in the house. Don's ulcer. Man, you guys are so funny. You guys. I'm a Spackling man. I'm a Spackling man. Oh, it's him. I don't know what it says. It says like parasite. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, so, I talked to you guys yesterday, and I want you to hear this because Don's an asshole, and so I want, I think people should hear his broken heart. Okay, so here we go. This is the conversation I had where I said, Don, she could have a broken heart, but still be lying to you, bud.
I wish I could show you her broken heart, but I can't. There's no way I can show you that. How devastated she is.
Well, she could look. She could still have a broken heart, and something happened.
That's a possibility, I guess.
Almost 2 years later, and what he says to me is, that's a possibility, I guess. Is that a possibility? Of course it is. Of course it's a possibility. It's always been a possibility. But this is the first time that I've heard you say that it was a possibility. Of course it's a possibility. And if you don't think that everybody else has thought that that was a possibility, it's a huge possibility, Don. The thing about Don is, everybody's like, well, so there's a divide, and I don't care which side you're on, and I don't care really your, whatever opinion you have of this case, everybody is completely welcome to say anything that they want or how they feel about this case. So, some people think it's Dawn, people think it's Candus, some people think it's both, some people think it's all three. Let me see. Did True Colors? Oh, did I miss that? Where you at, True Colors? I saw that you were a member. Why won't it let me? Justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, Don's ulcer is going to flare up tonight.
I wish I could show you her broken heart, but I can't. There's no way I can show you that, how devastated she is.
Well, she could look. She could still have a broken heart, and something happened.
That's a possibility, I guess.
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, now that good luck unringing that bell, because it is a possibility. Not only is it a possibility, it's a high probability that Candus somehow, some way, somewhere lied to you, my friend, because we're buddies and you call me the N-word. And by the way, I've noticed that you're teaming up with other racial felons as well. It's probably good. And let that felon know that he's supporting and admitted you know what. And I hope that his prison buddies don't find out about this. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, a lot of people, feel a certain way about it. And I'm totally fine. If you think that they're innocent, fine. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to say, oh, you're so stupid. How could you think that? I'm not going to say that. You have the right to feel how you want to feel. There are people that are so sympathetic, that they can't see people in any light that is negative. And I'm not saying that that's a good or that's a bad thing. I'm not saying anything like that. And I wish that this case would come to a conclusion. So it would just be done and Summer get her justice if she is in fact still out there, which I don't believe that she's alive, but I hope that she is. We can have that hope. But a year and a half later, almost 2 years, the man is clearly saying, and I got to tell you, I'm really confused why I can't see Gwen in the chat. Give me a second here, Gwen. Thank you for that super sticker as well. I don't get it. Somehow I gotta fix that. Drives me nuts. I see you, Gwen. I can see you in one chat, but I can't see you in another. It's very, very odd. And some people might say, look, this isn't telling at all. This isn't, he's just talking. I'm not a voice influx guy. I'm not any body language expert. But I mean, he definitely considered that possibility. And then goes, yeah, I guess that's a possibility.
I wish I could show you her broken heart, but I can't. There's no way I can show you that, how devastated she is.
Well, she could look. She could still have a broken heart, and something happened.
That's a possibility, I guess.
Of course, it's a possibility. Let me see. Yeah, Gwen, I honestly, I mean, I could see Gwen in one side chat. Mystic Rogue says, Dawn isn't going to admit, neither is his wife. The only way they will talk is if they were handcuffed and had a gun to their head. Okay, well, that got dark really fast. Moving on. Boom. Yeah, Gwen, I can see you in. It's just put your glasses on. It's not gonna help. Trust me. So, like I said, some people are gonna be like, "Well, that means nothing at all. It's just him saying something." Well, okay, possibly, but I don't know. Has any of you here, heard him say that is a possibility? No, he's always been steadfast. I didn't pull his arm. I didn't say you gotta say this. But what I did say was, Don, there's no way that you know what happened if you weren't there, which, I'm on the fence about as well. It's possible he was there. It's possible he wasn't there. But we know who was there and who admits to being there. And if he thinks, and look, if he thinks that Candus wouldn't lie to him or hasn't lied to him in the past, if he thinks that that's true, which I'm sure that he doesn't, he knows. He knows that Candus has lied to him. He knows these things. He's not as dumb as he wants people to think. And that was another thing that he told me. He said, look, Candus and I aren't smart enough to get away with this.
You can just take a body and throw it on these big rivers around here, and it's not what I'm saying, officially.
So you could take a body and throw it into one of these big rivers. And thank you, Marlena, for that soundbite. I believe it came from Vicky. I don't remember. Somebody's. I don't know exactly where it came from, but it was sent to me. But that's Don right there telling you how to get rid of a body in a river and how it becomes fish food. While his daughter is missing. Is Don supposed to be hanging around other felons, or since he did his time in jail, he can do as he pleases? No, he's not supposed to hang around other felons. No, he's not supposed to hang around other felons. I wouldn't think so. But maybe he is. Maybe, I don't know. From what I understand, no, but I could be 100% wrong. It's not illegal. From what I heard that it is, but the Pink Dahlia says, how could a loving father talk about their missing daughter the way he has? It's disgusting. I don't know. I'm not really sure. When has the fear of law ever stopped him? I mean, that's a good question. If it was my child, I'd still be looking. I agree with that. Caitlin says, Josh, I don't have any children. In a heartbeat, I would have taken Summer as my own. Summer would have a great life with me. I agree. And so many people do feel that way. So many people do feel that way. But I do just find that, who says this? It's just so weird.
You can just take a body and throw it on these big rivers around here, and it's not what I'm saying, officially.
That, coupled with the hammer comment not that long ago, and maybe this is just Don. Maybe this is the way that Don expresses himself. I have no idea. But the one thing that we can all agree on is somebody's not telling the truth. And somebody needs to tell the truth. Now, do I have any magical powers to draw the truth out of them? No. But in my opinion, this is a minor breakthrough. Not much, but
I wish I could show you.
And by the way, you can't show me a broken heart. Like, if Candus feels bad, which I don't know how you could feel good in the situation that she's in. Say she has nothing to do with this. Highly unlikely, but I don't know what her direct involvement is, and I'm not accusing her of killing her child. I'm not accusing her of selling her child. I'm not necessarily accusing her of... I'm accusing her of having more knowledge than she has. And then, you can kind of just take that however you want. But I can't see her broken heart.
I wish I could show you her broken heart, but I can't. There's no way I can show you that, how devastated she is.
Well, she could look, she could still have a broken heart and something happened.
That's a possibility, I guess.
Of course it is. And I've never heard him say that before. And I've hammered that home to him how many times. He told me that if he thought Candus was guilty of something, that he could still turn her in. I said, you could, but you would be facing accessory after the fact at a minimum. And his reaction was, that's a felony. He's terrified of felonies, terrified of them. If it's a misdemeanor, I don't think he cares that much, but felonies, he is scared of them. If he gets a felony, his ass goes away for life. One more felony, and he knows that the old R&R, booze, relaxation, whatever, is over. His Caribbean cruise, his Tennessee top hat is, they're taking it all away. And somehow, some way, and I don't know why, but I think that I know there's a lot of people that say, hey, they trafficked her or they did that. None of that's off the table. I just can't bring myself to even, like, I've considered it before, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen or that it couldn't happen, because it absolutely could have happened. There's no question about that. But the most likely of scenarios is accident cover-up. And once again, according to Dawn, TBI even floated that idea to them. Hey, we've had this happen before. That's not us, man. That's not us. That's what Dawn says. That's not us. The fact that there's anybody really, so here's where, to me, the rubber kind of meets the road. You can think that they're innocent. You can think that they had nothing to do with Summer's disappearance. You can think that they're victims of a targeted abduction on their child. But and I'm not gonna say peep to you about it. Okay? I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't be like, you're so this or you're so that. I would never ever do that. But when you want to defend the actions, that's where it gets kind of weird to me. The admitted actions, and then they'll say, well, Josh, what have you done in your past? Never done that. Never admitted to doing anything like that. Thank God my daughter's not missing. I would hate to be in their shoes. I would hate it. I would hate to be dealing with the scrutiny. But I also wouldn't sit around and listen to it either. I'll tell you why. Because you have stuff to do. If in fact you really do think that your daughter was abducted, in your mind, that should tell you, for some whatever reason, that she's alive and out there. You got stuff to do. You got places to look. You got people to talk to. Where's the public information? Where's the trafficking routes? Where's the trafficking rings that could be associated with this? Now, there is trafficking in Tennessee. There's no doubt about that. But you got things to do, all right? You got people to talk to, and you can't give up. Josh, if Peyton went missing, you know you'd have at least 1,000 people searching like a normal dad does. I would, yes, just like every other person. Just like every other person. That's one of the things, and if anybody wants to say, well, look, Josh, where's he supposed to look? I don't know. But sitting on your couch, playing with your cell phone, complaining that people are treating you so bad, you wouldn't even see it if, I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Tennessee this weekend, but I can guarantee you that there's not going to be a search. They're not going to go hand out flyers. If you truly thought, you liar, that she was abducted, you would look for her. Oh my God, my child was abducted. Where is she? Somebody tell me where she is. Not, just bring her back. Just bring her back. Of course you would want to say bring her back. Get off your ass and go look, or let people look, but you won't. Why won't you look? Because you know, both of you, by now, at least both of you know what happened to her. Now, maybe one is more culpable than the other. Maybe. But then again, maybe not. And to say that you looked, you never did. It's not true. Mystic Rove, $10 super chat. You're a good guy, Josh. Some people say, some people disagree. You continue caring about summer when a lot of people have given up. I love your channel. You keep it professional with a little fun and slice on the side. Booyah! I appreciate that. Thank you. Kisser of Dogs coming in hot with the $5 super sticker. Thank you. I love your name too. I kiss my dogs all the time, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not, I do it anyway. Northern Light says, oh, but Josh, he looked in the shed. Of course he did. Good for him. That's awesome. We judge by the character of their actions. They did not look. Candus threw the posters away. I got to tell you, and when I spoke with Brandy often during, and still in this ongoing investigation with her son. Brandy understood that people were going to be critical of them, fair or unfair. It's just the way that it was. But a lot of things that kind of hampered, they were at the press conferences. They handed out flyers. They put stuff up on trucks. She did interviews. She did all these things. And there's a difference. There's such a difference. Tap, tap, curly, whirly, cuckoo. Member for 2 months. Thank you so much. Sugar says, enough said. Where is Summer? And that's the question. That's the question that they don't want to talk about. They don't know. They have no idea, according to them. Thank you, Flipper. I appreciate that. According to them, they have zero idea of what's going on. Candus was only on the other side of the house, but yet she doesn't know anything. Dawn doesn't know anything. And if Dawn truly was at work, and some say he was, others are convinced that he wasn't, but there's no real... And by the way, if he did really have 7 alibis, which I think we counted the other day, he had what? 2? 3? 3 maybe? If he really did have 7 alibis that were solid, don't you think that they would have came out and just said, yeah, Dawn was at work? Because you guys remember, Brandy was at work. She was at work. They don't say anything. 3 days to pass a lie detector and share that's a huge amount. Good job on that. Man, chat flying tonight. It gets a little crazy. Don could have been at work all day, or he couldn't have been at work all day. But I'm guessing that law enforcement has an idea. Let's listen again how you could get rid of a body according to Don.
You can just take a body and throw on these big rivers around here, and there's something out there for fish food.
Fish food. You could throw somebody's body in one of these big rivers around here, and they'd be fish food. So, this is a thought that has gone through his mind. Do I know? I mean, who says that? Fish food? Who would think that that is something that is a normal thing to say? It's not. That's crazy talk. The hammer situation. I mean, that is crazy talk. And basically, it's like, I'm going to let you guys down here. The fact that 2 years and no answers, as we did June 16th. Yes, I agree with you. Is that implying that there's a body to get rid of? It's implying that he says, look, if she was thrown in one of those rivers, this is what he's saying. If Summer was thrown in one of these rivers, you'd never be able to find the body, and she would be fish food. It's just, fish food. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to say. How about you say, you know what? We believe that she was abducted, and we believe that she's still out there alive, and we're never going to stop searching for her. Oh, no, that sentence or that conversation just isn't being had. That's not something that they want to talk about. You know, Don told me that he could sneak into my... He said he could sneak into my house without me knowing. I beat the shit out of you, Don. Don't even try it. Got a baseball bat waiting right by the door. I got a little velociraptor who's ready to just, he loves Spackle. He's a Spackle eating son of a gun, you know. He does it big time. He's like, nah, give me that Spackle. It's just not happening, dude. Thanks, Josh, for being a voice for Sweet Summer. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, it's just like, hey, that wasn't an F, that was an S. And Don's ulcer's getting real flared up tonight, folks. Don's getting real flared up tonight. I'm telling you, it is a very likely scenario that Candus could have been lying to Don for months, or initially what happened, or she shows up and says, hey, Don, this happened and it happened another way. I need your help. And then for some reason in his cracked out mind, and by the way, has anybody ever seen like the pictures of him inside the house with the kids, like when it's just a normal, I mean, it's creepy. Like it's really, really creepy. Let me see here. What are you up to? I don't know, man. Miss Curvy comes in with a super chat saying, you know so much about what have gone wrong with a child. One could say you're a genius at it, had enough knowledge and practice, huh? It's possible. I agree. That's an interesting thought. I don't know anything about that. Don is creepy. I guess, yeah. I could see that. Yeah, that'd be great if you guys could click that like button. Always. Is this the Dawn Show? It is today. It could be the Tranquility Show next if you want, but the door works both ways. So if you don't want to be here, get out. Oh God, Dawn, you're picking on Dawn. Don't pick on Dawn. Whatever. We need a Dawn Arn army. Yeah. I'm kind of I wouldn't say I'm past the memes, but that pic reminds me of a bad guy on Beverly Hills. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Is this the Dawn Show? You see the title? Oh, I'm not sure if you're trying to say touche or touchy, but you spelled both of them wrong. Just saying it seems to be pretty much every time, not just this one. Then leave. It's a case that we're covering, we're talking about. Go away. Nobody needs you here, dude. What do you want? Get out of here. It's like it's like Polly Walnuts. Whoa!
There's no scraps in my scrap.
Oh! Was it supposed to say douche? Douche? Touche. Don't break the door all the way out. just the Dawn Show. Actually, you can tune in tonight at Lab After Dark, and we'll be covering tapioca pudding later if that suits your fancy a little bit more. Just saying. You're welcome over there. You like tapioca pudding? We could talk about tapioca pudding. Is this the Dawn Show? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be touchy or touchy. Twitcha. You like tapioca pudding? Then join in. Then say, and then, to hang out, and then we can talk about it. Let's talk about what Don has to say, because he's the father of Summer Wells. And Summer Wells has been missing, folks, now. She's been missing since June 15th, 2021. She went missing from her home on 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek in Kingsport, Tennessee. Both parents have an extensive background with the law and have been in and out of jail and prison, have lost children, and their 3 children have been removed from their care into state's custody for unknown reasons. All right. Just thought I'd catch you up here. Just thought I'd catch you up here. You hurt my foreigner heart. English is my weak link. You seem to get everything else was cool until you wanted to say, is this the Dawn Show? Call me touchy. I'm not touchy. I just, No, not Jello pudding pops. No, I don't like that. 20 months, way too long. Single Mama 4 says, I love Lab After Dark. Oh, God. Cherry Lattimore says, I had a crush. I had a crush on the Spackle man who worked on our house when I was in high school, but then again, the Spackler looked like Magic Man, so hate me. Oh, you mean like Magic Mike? Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. She falls asleep before Lab After Dark. But do you watch? Do you watch again Lab After Dark? Because, there's a replay. You can watch the replay. It's good stuff, I think. I don't know. It's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. Don is more like Donut Mike. Hey, let me ask you a question. In all honesty, if Candus truly thought that Summer was gone and they were looking for that hour or hour and a half before they called police, in what way would you just search around the property? You knew that she'd been taken. You knew that she didn't wander off. Yeah, can somebody put the link to Lab After Dark in the chat? You're just searching around your property. You know that she didn't just wander off, all right? I mean, come on. Come on. That doesn't make any sense. It's never made sense. And it's never going to make sense. And I believe that these people, Dawn and Candus, are willing to go to their grave or graves with this secret if they can get there. That they were willing and are willing to live out the rest of their lives without ever having to answer for their missing daughter. And I find that tragic. It's just not possible that they know nothing, that they don't have any more information, at least one of them, if not both. Somebody knows something. What is that? But if you want to tell me that this is normal,
This is now a party.
wrong button. Stupid.
You can just take a body and throw on these big rivers around here, and it's not what I'm doing officially.
So cavalier. So void of emotion. 3 days to pass a lie detector test. None of it makes any sense. And maybe they will turn on each other, and maybe Summer will be found. But what I'm saying is that they are willing. I'm not saying that they can or that will happen, but they are absolutely willing to take this one all the way. This is they can't lose their freedom. So we're going to take it all the way. What do you think Don meant when he said we had just got her back before she went missing? I don't know. I'm not sure. That's just, I've thought about it. I don't know. It's odd, but I don't know. And I think somebody asked him, and he said he didn't remember saying that. Don's ulcer flaring up. Did he mean he just got back from Utah? I don't know. But tomorrow's show, we're going to talk about that 911 call. We're going to take calls tomorrow. Should be a great time. Well, I say great time. I always enjoy having shows with you guys. And tonight on Lab After Dark, we'll enjoy it as well. So tomorrow, 7:00, be here. We're going to take your calls. It's going to be an awesome, we're going to do a 2-hour show tomorrow, and we're going to take your calls. I'll see you tonight on Lab After Dark at 10:30, which is 1:30 Eastern. I know. It's late.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
It's not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
It's not, really? It is to me. Rise, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not, really? It is to me.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
There's no scraps in my scrap.